Hey everybody, this is your girl Savvy Sav and I'm back with another video. Welcome to another episode of What's for Dinner. On this channel, we focus on budget-friendly and quick meals, emergency readiness, and we also provide juicing videos for our health. On today, we will be preparing gumbo, regular gumbo as well as vegan gumbo. Here are a few ingredients we will need. As you can see, we have a lot of veggies such as okra and mushrooms, veggie stock, and the like for our vegan gumbo, as well as carrots and peppers. Now, for a regular gumbo, normally you would have your shrimp, your crabs, but because we have a lot of people in our household that are allergic or does not eat shellfish, on today we'll be focusing on chicken and sausage gumbo. As you can see right here. Feel free to fix this up according to what you like. Let's get started. So now I'm going to start by chopping up a lot of veggies that can be used in both videos. In both gumbos, such as onion, peppers, garlic, shallots, things of that sort. I will be chopping them up and using these in both videos. Today I will actually be using a shallot as well. And the shallots are a part of the onion family, and it brings more great flavor to the onions as well as all the rest of the seasonings. Okay, so as I'm chopping up the onions and I'm chopping up our peppers, I'm also separating them so that I can have equal amount of everything in both gumbos. But again, please feel free to admit or omit what you see fit for your particular dish. And a lot of people may be already thinking, normally everybody starts out with the roux. We'll talk about the roux in just a moment. Okay, now that we're almost done chopping up all of our veggies, there's something that I would like for you all to know. We're going to go ahead on, put all these veggies together. And as you can see already, the nice coloring that you have with all of the veggies. We're going to go ahead and separate them, and let's get started on how we're going to do both of these gumbos. We're going to start with the chicken. So as you can see, I have the chicken already in the pan. I've squeezed lemon juice on it already, and then I'll put salt on it to base it. I'm going in now with some poultry seasoning, onion and garlic powder. I'll be using paprika, bay leaves, Cajun seasoning, a lot of different seasonings. Garlic and pepper, but please don't feel like I'm using too much. As you guys know, once you put a liquid in your pot with seasoning, sometimes it kind of waters down the actual seasoning. That's why when I season my chicken, I let it sit for 30 minutes. I actually didn't plan on making a gumbo for everybody today, only for myself. But then I started to think about, if I'm eating my type of gumbo, surely they're going to want something to eat as well. So that's why I'm going to have to let my chicken sit for about 30 minutes. But if you can, please let your seasoning and your chicken sit overnight. And the more and the longer that it sits out, of course, the better it will get into your meat. As you can see now, I'm just massaging the seasoning thoroughly. And like I said, once you massage that chicken and that meat, let it sit for a few minutes and then proceed. And you want to let your chicken sit for about 30 minutes if you don't have time to prep it overnight. The longer it sits, of course, the better it will get. Yes, just make sure that that seasoning get all in there. Once the seasoning is in the chicken, the next thing you want to do is go in with some broth. And I'm going in with some chicken broth here. As you know, we're working on our regular gumbo. And then you want to add 46 cups of water, enough to fill the chicken. So if you want to add 2 things of chicken broth and then 3 cups of water, feel free. If you want to just add all broth, feel free. Then you want to go in with those veggies that you cut up. Yes, and it is a pleather, as you can see. It is a lot of seasoning. But again, you don't want a bland gumbo. And that's why I say with the liquid, don't feel like I was over seasoning it. As you can see, now that you added the liquid to it and you added the veggies to it, there are a lot of things that are going to consume that seasoning. So that's why you want to give it one good seasoning. Now, of course, we're going to go in with that bay leaf at the end, and you're going to let everything come to a boil. In the meantime, we're going to work on our roux. We're going to work on our roux for both pots, the regular and the vegan. And you're going to start off by putting equal amounts of oil as well as flour. For our vegan, we're going to use grapeseed oil in flour. And for the regular gumbo, we're just going to use regular vegetable oil and flour. And you're going to stir and stir until the gods say stop. And I'll also put butter in mine. Feel free to omit this, but this is something that Savvy Sav does. And again, you're going to continue to stir. Guys, you cannot afford to walk away from the stove while you're in this process, because you can easily burn your roux, which will mess up your whole dish and you might have to start all over. This is why Savvy Sav always do her roux outside of or separate from the pot of everything that's already boiling. And once it gets to where I want it to be, I add the roux into the pot of things that are already boiling for that extra seasoning. And that way I can control not burning my roux. But feel free to go back and do it the way you do it. Now, this is kind of like a light brown, but you want to continue to stir it. And some people stop at the peanut colored brown. Some people continue to go. But about 45 minutes to an hour, just letting it just do what it do, and you'll get something like this. And now it's complete. And now what I'm doing is I'm cutting up my sausage, and I'm going to add those to the pot that's already boiling. The sausage, of course, are already done. You can feel free to use andouille sausage or beef sausage or whatever sausage you desire to put into your gumbo. But go ahead on and cut up your sausage, and you can put those sausages in there already because we're halfway through boiling. So now I'm going to add my roux, and I'm going to add my sausage to the pot that was boiling already for my regular gumbo. And for the vegan gumbo, I'm actually just getting started because all I have is veggies that are cut up. I've also cut up some mushrooms, I cut up some carrots, and then I have okra, in which I'm going to add now into this particular pot. So as you can see, everything for me is already cut up, my celery. So everything for me is a one dish thing. You just put it right on in, and I have some okra here that I'm going to put in there as well. And then I'm going to add in some veggie stock and some water. And I'm just going to let this just simmer. And I'm done with my vegan, gumbo, because it's just me. And I'll eat on this for a couple of days. Now, I know some of my family members may even pull some of this out and put it in with the regular gumbo and have a good full, gumbo. Some people don't eat okra in their gumbo. That's why I omitted it in my regular gumbo. But for the ones that do eat okra, they will mix it. I can guarantee you. So for this particular vegan gumbo, as you can see here, we're done. We've just mixed everything with the roux, and we've stirred everything in, and we're just going to let this simmer for about 45 minutes, long enough for everything to get soft, and it's ready to be eaten. Meanwhile, let's check on our regular gumbo. So now I'm adding in my sausage. Oh my God, this is looking good. This is looking really, really good, guys. Yeah, I'm adding in my sausage and everything, and I've added in my roux already. I'm going to let this simmer. We're just going to let it simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then it should look like this. Yeah, see? Now it's coming together. Now it's looking like I want it to look. And you just continue to let that just until you feel like it's ready, guys. Just let it simmer. That's all we're doing now is this is so far how everything is looking in the vegan pot as well. And you're just going to let that simmer for about 45 more minutes, and as well as the regular gumbo, and you'll have something like this. This is how it looks once it's done. Oh my gosh. Feel free, like I said, to put in shrimp, crab, or whatever. But this is how my gumbos came out. I hope you enjoyed the videos. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tap the notification bell and make sure that it's set to all for all future videos. This is your girl, Savvy Sav, and I thank you so much. And until the next time, bye, guys.